Okay, look, I'm at a crossroads because I know so much about self-improvement. I've spent fucking 2.5 years on this shit now. Like, I was just reading back on my first journals from like early 2022, and it's like, what, August 2024 now? Like, it doesn't feel like it's been that long. But I know so much. Like, I know enough, and making videos about self-improvement just kind of feels shitty at this point. I don't feel like those kinds of videos really help anybody. Like, I can sit here and talk about no-fap, and I could sit here and talk about the importance of having your own journal and reading certain books. I could tell you how to Win Friends and Influence People is one of the greatest books ever written. It was written in like the 30s or some shit. And how it's still applicable today. It's still one of the most important books today. But that doesn't really help people, does it? No, see, the amount of knowledge that I have now is like, I need to, I'm not saying I'm all knowing. Okay, I'm fucking retarded, right? But I know enough about self-improvement now that I just need to talk about like what's next. How do you use self-improvement? Not what it is, not what no-fap is, not what is looks maxing, not even how to do this shit. You know how to do this shit. Everybody knows, dude. I'm tired of seeing all these fucking videos. People trying to be like, this is what you need to do. People acting like they know what the fuck they're talking about. But I'm different from all of them. I do know what the fuck I'm talking about. No, look, I don't want to be a guru. Everybody's trying to be a guru or a fucking cult leader. It's like, Jesus Christ, man, shut the fuck up. Just be somebody who helps others. Just let that be your thing. I'm good at this. I'm pretty good at this one thing, all right? And this is my shit. But all these gurus, they have these self-inflated egos and all this bullshit. I'm kind of just ranting right now, but it really is getting on my nerves. So the point I'm trying to make is that with the rise of all these gurus and all these people who claim to know what's best for young men and in this space of online, red pill, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I hate putting labels on it because all those names are like buzzwords and weird connotations attached to them. Basically, what I'm saying with the rise of all of these people is that you start to see a fall in like what is right and what you should do. And you're not going to watch any of these people and discover like your direction in life by watching what some of these people have to say. Now, also, a lot of these people that you see, I'm not even going to list names or anything because I don't know even like 3 of them, but I just see so many names. I don't know any of them off the top of my head. And some of them are a lot more professional than others. And I think the more professional ones, the guys that speak at like seminars and shit, I think they kind of know what they're talking about a little bit more. I think the unprofessional type that just goes on podcasts and talks shit is kind of the epitome of that. Pretty much what has gotten lost is the idea that advice kind of doesn't work, really. And it's all up to you. Like, it's all up to your decisions in your life and your experiences and where you want to take your life from here. It's not about what some influencer says you need to do in the gym to build bigger biceps. Now, I'm kind of treading in dangerous territory by saying a lot of shit like this because a lot of people misconstrue what I'm saying with me trying to say that somehow I'm saying that you shouldn't take advice from people online and that you shouldn't improve yourself and that you shouldn't blah, 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 blah. It's like, you don't understand how much your own life is being distracted and changed and your life trajectory by all of the shit that you see online. All of it. Every single iota of information, every single fucking kilobyte that you consume of media and information is changing your life Like, you, most people, I say this and they're like they blow it off. Like, dude, that's crazy. That's fucking crazy. Like, as humans, the fucking kilobytes of information we've been consuming for the past millions of years is like nature, is being outside, talking, not even talking. We haven't been talking for millions of years. Like, interaction, seeing a rock, holding it, feel, like your senses. And now it's just, you're being blasted with shit online. With these gurus and this, this bullshit. And it's your fault. You're watching it. So I can't blame these gurus that much. It's your fucking fault, right? Like, look at who we worship in society. It's celebrities and people that just speak loudly and have really nothing to say. It's the loudest. That's who we fucking worship. Not the scientists, not the smart people. Like, I don't want to be this guy making this point, but think about it, man. Like, as society, that's the example that we're following. Look at Hollywood. Like, we worship actors. We worship people that we see. Like, if I ever got recognized out of my 300 subscribers, he'd be like, "Oh, what's up, man? I watch your videos. It's awesome." I'd be like, "Yeah, man, sick." We'd talk about self-improvement. That's what a interaction with somebody you see online should be. Somebody you see in a movie. Like, if I saw Brad Pitt, okay, you know what? Honestly, because of how much we worship celebrities, I probably would be like, "Holy shit, that's Brad Pitt." But the way, as humans, that I should react to seeing somebody that high of status is, "Oh man, yeah, you're in that movie. Hey, pretty good. It's cool." Fist bump and go about our day. Not people like lining up and worshiping these people and asking them about politics. And it's like, what the fuck is going on? And it's, people blame the institutions and they blame Hollywood, but it's our fault as people. And if we don't change, then the system isn't going to change. Society isn't going to change. And that's why I don't like the term society. People blaming society for everything, because they completely ignore the role that personal responsibility has played in their own demise, pretty much. And I do it, you do it, we all fucking do it. So all these gurus coming up, these red pill guys, every time you see somebody pop up that's on some podcast and it's the same old story, and he's saying controversial things to piss people off and gain social media attention, just know it's partly your fault. It's partly my fault. It's partly all of our faults. You can't get mad at that guy. He's just a product of what he's seen works in the modern day. But you're not 100% to blame. I can't just sit here and be like, it's all my fault and, bear the weight of the world on my shoulders, because it's not 100% my fault. I accept responsibility to the point where I can also say, all right, look, we were also, as young men, pretty directionless growing up. We were failed by the men before us. Let's just be frank. That's why all this shit is happening. I can't just blame you. I can't just blame myself. Like, there's a reason, obviously. Now, the only step forward to, like, fix whatever the fuck is going on in modern society, to stop all these young men pretty much from being misled, like, down the wrong path and towards these fucking fake alpha males and all this bullshit. And every time I say this, I'm not going against self-improvement, man. I'm not going against the red pill ideology. I see a lot of that shit, and I think a lot of it is important, and it needs to be implemented. Like, it needs to be in your mind. It needs to be a part of you, right? But you need to understand, it's an ideology at the end of the day, and it's just like politics, where we end up worshiping these fucking, like, these people that run, these politicians, and we say, like, everything this guy has done is good, never done any bad. And that happens, I don't know, that just happens to be the way that humans, like, group together with these ideologies, these group beliefs, these group things. So, like, I don't want to be a self-improvement guy. I so don't want to be that. And you might think, well, what's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong. It's like, no, man, there's an ideology behind that. Like, I don't agree with everything in self-improvement, right? I don't think, I don't think you should be a player, honestly. I think you should know how to be. I think you should be for a little bit, but I don't think that's like a thing that should be like all these guys going on fucking on these podcasts. Like, again, I know I'm kind of repeating a lot of the same shit, but they're saying shit like, I'd never get married to a woman. I'd never. It's like, dude, marriage is actually fucking goated. Like, what are you talking about? But that's why I can't subscribe to this ideology. We're breeding men that subscribe to this ideology, and that's the problem. We can't allow that to happen. And maybe at the end of the day, what I'm trying to do is futile, because if you think about how feminized a lot of the modern generations of men are, or it's like, think of a wrecking ball, right? Think of the 50s and 60s, ultra conservative, traditional family values, and they swung around the 70s, around the sexual revolution, and we came to this version of men who were feminized now, and women who were a lot more masculine. Women in the workplace, men in the kitchens. Like, you know what I'm talking about. I don't really have a good analogy there, but you know what I'm saying. Like, we're more androgynous. Not to use big words, but we're way more alike, men and women, than we've ever been before. And this feminization of men, I think, is in full swing, and it's about to come back. And I guess the reason I say what I'm doing is futile is because I'm trying to stop the counter swing back to red pill alpha males who are just kind of assholes and have no spiritual understanding of masculinity, really. They just saw a bunch of shit on the internet growing up and decided to base their whole personality around this ideology. And the reason I say that that's bad is because it's going to create another counter swing. So I'm saying we need to find I'm not being a centrist here, but you need to find where the fucking center is and where it should be. And I will recommend a book here, The Way of the Superior Man, which these alpha males, all these people, they're not superior men. They're all insecure. I just see that. Like, I'm not against them. Like, I'm not saying, oh, they're toxic and they're, okay, you can make the argument that they are. That's not even what I'm saying. I'm not coming at this from a blue pill perspective. I'm coming at this from an ultra red pill, an infrared pill perspective, where I'm saying that we need to be a little bit more understanding of like this idea that if you smoke cigars and you wear suits and you just like believe 100% everything that you say, you're very disagreeable. That's somehow the idea of masculinity is a complete mockery of it. And that's what I have a problem with. And that's why these guys that do that, they're insecure deep down inside. Like, they're putting up a shield. That's not who they really are. They're putting up a shield, and they're putting up an act. So men will see them and buy their products. That's what's going on here. And it's having maybe not yet, but it's going to have really bad effects in the future for men, for self-improvement, for women even. Like, I guess I am, in a sense, trying to save the world, but I don't know, man. But basically, I'm trying to get men to move towards a more purposeful life. I think if you ignore a lot of the shit that you see online that's actually distracting your life, and you look into your own self and find what you actually want to do with life, not just what Andrew Tate told you to do with your life, you'll find that you can apply a lot of his advice. It's not even his advice. Nothing he says is original. Not to shit on him, but if you apply a lot of the general red pill self-improvement advice, you can use that to achieve your purpose at the highest level, right? Like, there's nothing stopping you. Like, if you are, what's a good example I could use? If you really love like helping men, like I do, Like, you can achieve that at the highest level. You can do so purposefully, not in this toxic way. Like, another side tangent. Do you think Andrew Tate fucking cares about men? Are you serious? Dude, how did he make his money? He scammed men with cam girls. That's some devil shit, bro. He does not care. But you think, and he's laughing about it on stream. You think a man like that, who scams people to get his money, gets rich, you think he changes and then goes, nah, you know what? I think I actually want to help men. No. No. It's just another ploy to make money, dude. Serious. Like, how people don't see through that is mind blowing to me. Okay, and it's because he was so counter to everything that men had been taught. That's why, and they fell for it. And I can't really blame them, but I can. And it's like, that's not a good person. That's a guy. That's a guy he's just trying to make money, and he's never apologized for what he did. He's admitted it was wrong. He's never apologized. He's justified it on many occasions, and I'm just saying, a person like that is never going to be a good person. People don't change. You think he got rich and then became a better person? Like, come on, dude. Think about think about the narrative, all right? So I'm trying to get people like that out of the self-improvement space. So if you're trying to achieve helping young men at the highest level, you use self-improvement to do that. You make sacrifices. You dedicate your time to it. You detox from the modern world. You go through cycles of extreme hard work and then take a week off and then back to the grind. And you constantly self-analyze and you look within. And there's things you do, but basically what I'm saying about purpose is that my purpose right now is to help young men basically speed run the shit that I had to go through self-improvement for the first 2.5 years. Like, I think I had to sift through a lot of bullshit to get to where I am. And now I understand that self-improvement is a tool to achieve a goal. And now I also understand, how do you target that goal? How do you find what that goal even is? Like, what's your direction in life? This is possibly the most important thing that you can do with your life, is think about, as a young man, that you have a whole lifetime of work ahead of you. So what are you going to work on? Like, find something that you love and do it, basically, right? But how do you find what you love? How do you find something that's purposeful? How do you find something that you're not going to get bored of in 5 years? Like, how do you know that? So fortunately, I have a few things that I know. Like, I found direction. I found passion in a lot of things. And I also discovered self-improvement to help me achieve that at a higher level. So I've reached hundreds and I've reached thousands of people with my videos, and I'm only going to continue to do that and possibly scale that up, possibly maybe not even scale it up for a while, just offer better advice and just help the men that are already watching my videos better. And the only way I can honestly help them better is by delivering better content and through just talking to them one-on-one for free. So link in the description. I literally just want to talk to men. My purpose right now is to actually just coach 20 guys. That's what I said. It's flipped, but you can read it. And after 20, if I still don't like this purpose shit that I'm doing on YouTube, then I'll switch. But I do like it, and it feels so fucking right. Like, I feel like I'm, battling the world, trying to save it. Maybe it's not that extreme, but at the highest level, that's what it is. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm working towards. So I'd really love it. I'd really love to talk to you one-on-one. Even, I don't know how long I have it on the thing. Maybe 15, 20, 30 minutes, 45 minutes. I don't know. But I just want to talk to 20 guys. I feel like I need experience talking to men one-on-one that are in this space, that have questions, see if I'm actually any good in offering one-on-one advice. So, yeah. Stay hard.